This is Elias Dufexes. You're watching that Tom Clancy show.
Of course we are. And hello, everybody. It's so good to see you all. And look, my hands are back. Yeah. I may have been off for the last couple of weeks, but that doesn't mean that I didn't take some time to make sure that everything was working and all of that stuff. So thank you so much for being here today, Chroma. Terminally Nerdy, what? Thank you so much for popping in today. Tony made an absolutely cool piece of fan art today. If I had, thought to actually, put it together, I'd have it in here, but I didn't. And next time. Also, Fictional Cat, Chroma Snare. So good to have all of you guys here. It has been too long. It's been, I think, 2 weeks. I think. It was just a weird month, but it's all sorted. We have a huge month of really cool shows coming up, and for the first time, we have a set schedule. Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You can count on that all the time. So I'm actually really kind of pleased about that. I just realized you are basically a VTuber. Interesting realization. I'm curious what you were all about. So let's do this. Terminally Nerdy, I am all about celebrating people who are doing cool shit. That's pretty much it. And having a stupid soundboard that makes stupid noises. So I didn't bother putting together a bunch of new stuff today. So we're just going to get right into it. Now, my guests today are the co-founders of Vscape Studios. They're a team behind Deadlane, a horror driving game. Yeah, a horror driving game. So, without further ado... Bits and Pixels, please join me in welcoming our guests today, Jandro and Rick.
Hey, Thom.
Hey, wait a second. Your pictures aren't there. This is weird. I'm gonna do that thing where I look at the ceiling and try and fix things. Don't worry, for some reason I just put my controls on the ceiling.
Okay.
It's just like really silly. Come on. Where are you, pictures? I know you're
sure
there.
You'll find what you're looking for up there.
They should be here. Come on, show up. Oh man, these problems on the ceiling. I tell you. Tony, that's a really good question. But guys, Rick, Jandro, is it a VR racing game?
Yes.
Okay.
You want to take this?
No, you got it.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting enough, we actually began with VR as our top priority, but as the development continued, we realized that it would be much simpler for us to develop it under typical standard non-VR. But with that in mind, we have full intent to return to it in the future. We'd love to.
Awesome. Come on. All right, guys, you're gonna get to see me doing some of the magic, how the sausage gets made, so to speak. Well, guys, before we get too into this, this was working right before the show. I told you all right beforehand too.
I mean, we can pretend with just ghosts.
Yeah, something always goes wrong, So, all right, cool. There we are. I think that I got you in the scene there, gentlemen. Here, I'm pretty sure you're a little taller than that in real life. So let's, come on, come on. There we are. There, nope, nope, just these two. There we go. All right, gentlemen. Thanks for being here in earnest and fictional cat. I think you know, or Liam knows what to do with those buying followers, folk. All right. Woo. Wait. Nope. Nope. There we go. All right, guys. Woo. Sorry about that. Well, gentlemen, welcome to the show. One of the first questions I ask all my guests when they come on is, what are you playing right now?
Well, at the moment, we've been playing a little bit of No Man's Sky just because of the new update that came out.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. I haven't played No Man's Sky since the VR update came out, which,
A while back.
yeah, I wasn't really a huge fan of that update either.
Yeah,
So,
the game's not really for everyone. I know. We've been following them since like way back in the beginning, and
Before launch.
yeah, maybe
Way
launch.
before launch,
I
yeah.
feel like everybody was following that game before launch.
I mean, it was huge.
Yes,
I-
but,
And
yes, but how many had the dedication to stick around?
yeah,
I mean,
because
I stuck around for a while.
Did
That's
you?
Yeah,
And you stopped?
I did stop. Because I got I don't know, like maybe 5 or 6 hours in, and I had this really cool idea to make like this hybrid machinima with it. And I made like a teaser for it, and I made like a quick like kind of previs for it. And as I was getting about to starting work on that, I then moved from Florida up to Wisconsin, and that like completely destroys any plans you might have.
Yeah. There's absolutely nothing sci-fi about Wisconsin. Just destroys the mood.
No, that's not true. One of the best episodes of Futurama started in Milwaukee.
really, which one?
The Valentine's Day episode. In fact, according to Futurama, Milwaukee is the most romantic city on Earth.
Really? According to who?
Futurama.
I gotta send a letter later.
Hey, they have PhDs on their writing team. They know what they're talking about.
Yeah. I never argue with doctors. I gotta say though, this whole machinima thing, did you ever upload it anywhere?
Yeah, let's see. Well, Fictional Cat is playing I think Rocket League right now. He's my
Rocket
general, yeah, I know. He's my general like go-to mod person. So if he hears me, Fictional Cat on my channel, there's a video something stranded. Go ahead, drop that link there in the go ahead and drop that link there in the chat if you would. Yeah, it didn't go anywhere. Like I had, the ideas, I wrote out some scripts and stuff for it. But when I made the move up here from down there, it just kind of threw everything all over the place, and you know how
Right.
life goes. And
Yeah,
that was just 2017. Like if that happened now, I probably like would have set stuff on fire.
2017. That's funny. That's actually when we moved. We used to live in Texas, and in fall 2017 we moved to Minnesota.
Oh, wow, you guys are like right next door.
Yeah.
hey,
We have considered many times just making the drive on over and making
Say
this
hi.
a face-to-face episode, your first ever.
Nah, no, I don't have the space for it. We couldn't maintain proper social distancing
That
if
is
you actually
true.
came here.
That is
So
absolutely true.
That is true.
Just when I was about to suggest that we take turns with the headset and
No.
playing with the guy.
yeah, you play some Beat Saber.
Yeah.
I do one thing and then you guys do. Man, I haven't played Beat Saber in a while. I should get back into that. But
Isn't that like the main thing you play when you have a VR headset?
it's up there, that's for sure. Although the main thing I'm going to be playing at roughly 11 p.m. Central tonight is going to be Star Wars Squadrons.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't even realize it came out yet. I thought it was
No,
still.
it comes out tomorrow.
Oh, so like Crash then? Yeah,
Yeah.
Crash
So
was. Yeah.
yeah, it's coming out tomorrow, but it all unlocks on PC at midnight Eastern time. So
Mhm.
everybody who's not in Eastern time gets a little bit of a bonus.
Okay,
All
so
right.
you're like right on that then.
Yeah. I already preloaded and everything, man. Like the only thing I'm missing is a HOTAS. Like I want to get like the throttle and the stick thing, and just like, dude, I want to be an ace. Is that simple? So
Yeah,
yeah,
I didn't realize it was so close to launch already. I'm well behind on gameplay videos.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
this fall's been pretty hectic for
in
us.
fairness, I mean, you guys have been, busy with this. I mean, I think that this is the third, the third date I think that we've had to come up with for the show.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah, we originally said way back in what was it? Like 2 weeks ago, I
the
think.
20th, the 20th of September.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then we pushed it back to it's been all over the place.
Yeah,
But,
the
yeah.
the delay, your short delay was absolutely your fault. Sorry, everyone. Sorry.
Um let's see. Terminally Nerdy, I played Elite Dangerous when it released with HOTAS. I cannot recommend HOTAS enough for flight sims. Dude, I like Elite Dangerous is one of those games that like I want to get into, but I don't think I actually could. But, hey, it's like free. So, or no, it's not free, but I own it. So like I could come back to it at any time, I guess.
Did No Man's Sky just leave a bad taste in your mouth?
No,
So
it's
you
just
could try it out.
in games like that, I just I if there isn't like an overt direction, I just kind of don't feel a real need to play it.
Right. I
You
mean,
know.
even with No Man's Sky, I was very surprised because when we booted it up, I think it said we only logged in like it's been like 60 hours. But I felt like I played it for an eternity. Those
And
games just
we hadn't
burn.
yeah, we hadn't played it in like 2 years. So we played it for like a couple hours, said yay, and then we put it away until 2022.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Well, yeah, I mean, I, I was gonna try and come up with something really funny, just right there on the fly for No Man's Sky, and not just wasn't coming. Um, well, guys, we're not here to talk No Man's Sky or Star Wars Squadrons, unfortunately. We're here to talk about Deadlane. And I alluded to it being a horror driving game during the intro, but why don't you guys like kind of lay it out for us? Tell us about Deadlane. What is it?
Yeah, so Deadlane is a horror racing game, right? So that was one of the main things one of the main challenges that came when we first came up with the idea, which was I think, funny enough, right after our move, that's actually what launched it. And yeah, so the idea would basically be that it takes a little after something like a Dead by Daylight, in that
Mm-hmm.
we want players to absolutely torment each other and hunt each other. But the name of the game is ultimately comes down to chasing each other, and it's a survival game, so you're chasing to survive, and it also it kind of blurs the line between attacker and victim as well. It's a very interesting mix of genres that we're really excited to start getting word out about.
Nice. Yeah, it's when I saw your pitch in what August. Yeah, uh, I saw horror and racing together, and it was just one of those combinations that just kind of makes you do a double take. You know,
Oh, thank you.
well, because it's like the only thing at least in my knowledge, encyclopedic though it may be, that comes close would be something like Twisted Metal. And I mean, that
Right.
clearly isn't necessarily a horror game, but it's, this arena car combat kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that while there's a number of games that we can definitely say that we want it to feel like, the main inspiration actually came the night when we were randomly just watching videos of like people's experiences on roller coasters, like
Mm-hmm.
POV perspective. And while we were watching that, it was like, yeah, this is the kind of game we want to make. just something fast paced, sparks up your adrenaline, and it really doesn't slow down until it's over, and you're just like, what just happened? You know, uh, and there's always like that one roller coaster that we always try to drag a friend onto just because we want to see the reaction. Like,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
And that's kind of the feeling we were going after, just a feeling of having fun out of, I guess, the torture of others.
If you're that kind of person, hopefully next summer things will be better. I
Oh,
highly recommend making the trek out to the Six Flags just north of Chicago. Uh, it's a good park, and you should check it out.
the one thing I miss about Texas was all the amusement parks they had there.
Yeah, we have
Yeah,
like we had Fiesta Texas. We had
Just Six Flags.
Splashtown. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I
That's
think ours
Six
is
Flags.
Six Flags Great America. I feel like that's the name of it, but who knows? There's like a billion Six Flagses.
Yeah.
Like at this point, they should be like 30 flags.
Yeah, Six Flags is always something flexy. It's always Six Flags, then
Yeah,
something.
I actually used to work at Six Flags in high school.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I
That's how
imagine that is nowhere near as fun of a job as anyone thinks it would be.
Maybe it would have been if I didn't live in Texas and it's always like 100 degrees. So it's like, yeah, don't get a job where you have to be outside all day in the summer. It's
Yeah,
not fun.
to take that a step further, actually, not only did he work in Six Flags, but I think his most frequent division was the go kart section, right?
Yeah, yeah, it was actually. It was the go-karts and then like this one roller coaster they had.
So
So
we've been doing this for a while now.
yeah, we've been doing
So,
carts for like
so you
10 years.
know what you're up to, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
It's in our blood, yes.
Nice. And I mean, Texas has motorsport in there. The only way it could be like more up your alley would be if like there was cattle in the game. Is there cattle
What?
in the
Yeah.
game?
No, there's no cattle.
Ooh,
Oh.
I don't know if we should tell him. Should we tell him?
I mean, look, man, if you're not going to tell us, we can just move on to something else. Otherwise, you're keeping us in suspense, and you should just say it.
Let's just say we are very passionate about farms and
Oh, okay, that's should be fun too. I was like, yeah, I mean, I would say it. Just we want to interview, so why not?
we have a lot of dummy test tracks we're trying out, right? So like the
Yeah,
main one featured in the trailer is
Yeah.
like the little freight station. What do you call it? A train station. I
yeah,
forgot the word. A train
freighter.
station. Yeah, freighter. And because that one is by far the most drivable. It's the most developed, but we like to put together little proxy tracks to get an idea where we could go with it, and that is why you see, say, the cornfields. If you caught that in the trailer,
Mhm.
it is one of the tracks we're developing. So we did find a way to shove in some of our farming roots.
I also come from some farming background. My mom's side of the family is old Southern Maryland and Northern Virginia. So I understand, though our farming roots are more in the chemically going to kill you tobacco field. So if you ever need to like make a horror smoking game, I'm your guy.
Oh,
Okay, well,
Uh,
next game, put it on the
yeah.
slate.
I love me some propaganda.
Oh man, there's so many horrible places to take that. So we're gonna go somewhere else instead.
Okay.
So uh from the trailer, I get this idea that it's Deadlane, and you also mentioned Dead by Daylight. So is this gonna be kind of like an asymmetrical multiplayer game where there is one player who is, for lack of a better term, the monster,
Yeah,
who's going for the other players?
yeah. So the idea is that most asymmetrical horror games tend to focus on one guy being the hunter, and then the rest are the survivors. And the problem we had with that was that it relies too much on one guy being good. Like
Mhm.
if the guy is kind of bad, the game's gonna kind of drag on. They're gonna make fun of him. It's too easy to evade. So the idea we had was that instead, the last player would become the hunter, or what we call the chaser, and
Oh.
he is faster than the rest of them. He's able to do like unlimited nitro, and basically his whole thing is that at the end of the lap, he's going to be eliminated. Whoever's that the chaser is eliminated. So he wants to pass the course onto someone else.
Yeah.
And when he does that, that guy gets pushed to the back automatically, and then he has the opportunity for the remainder of that lap to pass it on to someone else. Otherwise, he'll be eliminated.
Yeah.
So the idea was to constantly have the hunter be changing throughout the laps.
So he's like a
And
consistent blue shell.
yeah, it's a consistent blue shell basically. And yeah, by the end of the race, there's only going to be four people left, and then finally, the first player, second player, third player, and the last one to be eliminated.
Uh, I think it goes without saying, but I want to play this game.
Oh,
Uh,
thank you.
uh, when can I play it?
Well, we were talking about having an alpha,
Yeah.
playable alpha to play. Sometime in spring 2021. The reason why we have it so far from now is just because delays happen,
Yeah.
and we don't want to say, "Hey, it's gonna be here, January," and then something happens. So we just
Yeah.
feel good saying,
Part of the reason
"Mm,
why we made a stronger marketing push as of late is because up until maybe I think around last April, it was definitely early on the year. That's when we finally decided to say, hey, we've been working on this part time for a little while. Let's go ahead and give it the full time performance it needs. And when we started that, that's when we started to try to get word out about it. So
Yeah.
even that short stint of, hey guys, let's share this to people. Uh, we even in that short stint, we've already come across delays. So we are and we know how frequent delays can get when you make your full time focus. So we always want to have that comfort pillow ahead of
Yeah.
time. So
And
spring 2021 private test, and then
yeah.
we're gonna just walk from there. Let's not jump to conclusions.
And I mean, you don't want to CD Project Red yourselves and say you're not going to do crunch and then end up doing crunch.
Exactly. Yeah, I think a lot of times, even not to mix about No Man's Sky again, but even in the case of No Man's Sky, um, people will try to play everything by beat, and the things to say at the time is just convenience for whoever is listening at the moment. So you'll
Yeah.
say like, yeah, it's going to have this, it's going to have that, and then people get excited. And as it gets closer, you're like, well, it's going to have that, but not this, and you just continue that process until you hope they forgot what you said 5 months ago.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah, yeah.
I will say the one thing though, what's his name? Chris Murphy, Sean Murphy, Sean Murphy.
Sean Murphy." Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean Murray, you people.
Oh
Whatever,
yeah, Sean
man.
Murray. Oops.
I haven't played that game and we'd already discussed a long time. But I will say, and you were absolutely 100% correct. They overpromised on that game, but I do appreciate that they threw all of that money that they made on the game back into it so they could put everything in that they told us would be there.
Exactly.
But at the same time, I would have rather waited a year for that game and gotten the experience that we were expecting, as opposed to basically buying like a future interest in a game that will be completed.
Yeah, this is just me absolutely speculating, but I would have to assume all the money they got from sales probably will allow them to fulfill those promises.
Yeah.
So without that, they would have been like, well, we're just delayed, and we cry for a year.
And I mean, dude, I'm one of the people that likes the game at launch. So
Exactly. Well, No, yeah, this is just a No Man's Sky podcast now, right? We all agree.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, just
yeah,
Absolutely.
it's better than an old podcast I used to be on that just ended up turning into the Mass Effect 3 ending podcast. For the record, I like the ending.
I didn't think the ending was bad. A lot of people complained about it. I think they just wanted too much, and it didn't go so well because they did set a lot of high expectations.
I
I
mean,
got yeah.
they sure did. But before we get off on that tangent, because once we go down that road, there's no coming back. Tony asks, what consoles is the game going to be on?
So this kind of feeds into what I was saying before when you don't want to overpromise anything. So we are focusing exclusively on a PC release right now. We would
Okay.
love the opportunity to port to other platforms, but
And
it,
you're also going to
yeah.
plan for like the flat gaming experience and not just the VR experience?
Yeah,
Well,
so
Or
yeah.
sorry, yeah, I got confused because things weren't going the way the show was supposed to go. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
so flat game performance is still top priority, and VR is similar to other platforms. Is something that we would want to pursue afterwards once we get a playable version done.
nice. So don't worry out there, guys. You non-VR folks are getting the primary focus on this story of my life. No, I joke because, but at the same time, making games for VR is hard, and more than just being hard, it's a whole different language. I mean, it's we've been making racing games now for 30, 40 years.
Mhm.
We know how to make a racing game. We've only been making VR games really for 4 years. We're still learning how to make them. I mean, like Half-Life Alyx is a wonderful example of like what VR games can do, but there's still so much more that we have to learn about all that and blah 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 blah. Again, that's a topic for this upcoming month. I have several VR developers coming on the show. So that's going to be a topic for then, and some of them are also Unreal developers. Speaking of which,
oh fun.
you guys are working in Unreal.
That we
That
are,
we
we are.
are. Yeah, that we are.
Longtime viewers of the show will know that I'm not sponsored by Unreal or Epic, but I am a bit of an evangelist for their products. Does it? Oh no, I
No,
broke this box.
I would.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. Note to self: fix that in the future. But yeah. So, what was one of the reasons why you decided to go with Unreal?
So the reason why I wanted to go with Unreal is we were at the beginning we were trying to decide what engine to go with, and Unreal just had a lot better capabilities graphically than the other ones did, and it was so much easier to use. We in the past had played with Unreal, very little, just to kind of tinker with it, but we just felt more comfortable with it, and our friends who joined all also felt more comfortable with Unreal Engine. So it wasn't really much of a debate. It was just like we're all gonna use Unreal Engine, right? Yeah, okay, and we just went with it. But I'm so glad that we did.
Nice. Yes, Chroma, it is Unreal Fanboys Hour. It's kind of become a joke, to an extent, how much I appreciate Unreal, and it's it is a very good choice for a lot of teams because it has a lot of functionality. Blah 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 blah. We all like Unreal, and I'm always happy to have Unreal developers on there because it still feels that everybody's using Unity. So,
Yeah, I was actually going to say that I think one of the appeals to Unreal was that with Unity, having needed to recruit more talent, it's a lot harder to differentiate. Well, who's actually know what they're talking about and who just picked this up yesterday, right? Because it's so accessible.
yeah.
Unreal's I've noticed is for people who are more dedicated to the craft, if you could say.
I mean, I like that answer because that plays to my ego. I am very dedicated to my craft. But not Minecraft.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
What
you
did you
get-
see about that news about Steve?
No,
He's coming
yeah.
to Smash.
I have no idea who that is.
From Minecraft.
The Minecraft guy?
Dude,
Yeah,
I've
the
never even
Minecraft guy?
played Minecraft.
Oh,
Yeah, but like I could just say Minecraft guy, and I bet you have a visual in your head, right?
Yeah, but it's
Like,
like
shouldn't
it's Jeff Ramsey from Achievement Hunter's Minecraft guy who looks like the Master Chief.
okay.
bad
Well,
example.
I guarantee
Yeah.
you, Steve is under that mask.
Dude, I've been predicting for a while that the big Microsoft character that was going to be in Smash was going to be Master Chief, and I am so mad that it's not because
Yeah,
it
I was
makes
just
so much sense.
I was disappointed too. There was like all these rumors that it was going to be Crash Bandicoot because his game comes out soon. I was like, oh
Yeah,
my
but
god, Crash!
they
And
wouldn't I mean, it's no,
I
but
well, it's 2020. I mean, I don't I gave up on it. Like, say no, that won't happen. I mean, I was hoping maybe Crash would come out.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Tony, real quick, Frostbite is only used by studios in the Electronic Arts umbrella. It was developed by DICE and is licensed out to all of the people in that organization. So, like the Dragon Age team used it for Inquisition, Mass Effect on Andromeda. I think even like the Madden and FIFA and stuff is made in it now. So. But yeah, it's their proprietary tech. I haven't heard anything that I can speak on the record about it, but yeah, I'll just leave it at that. All right. So horror racing, that is a kind of ludicrous combination. Where the hell did you come up with this idea?
Well, like Rick said, it was technically when we were watching the roller coasters YouTube videos because we were just kind of bored. But it was technically close to Halloween, so it was already kind of in our mind, just something spooky. And we were like, when we were watching those videos, we wanted to say like it'd be fun to like replicate this experience. The idea of being a kid going on a roller coaster, being like scared, enjoying it, and then watching other people get scared. But we're like, how do we replicate that? And then we thought we need some kind of like fast paced horror game or something.
Yeah, because
And yeah,
there are a lot of games where you can like be a total roller coaster tycoon and make the craziest rides you want, but no one's playing those games screaming their lungs off like whoa, because it doesn't actually make you feel anything, right?
Yeah.
You don't feel the drop, so it's kind of a challenge trying to translate that into actual stakes while playing the game. And if I could go beyond that a bit, there are certain things that make horror games work, and there are certain things that make racing games work, right? So like in racing games, competition is key. If you make the wrong twitch of a thumb, you can find yourself back a few places, and like no. And horror, always works on a pending doom. I think a game like Outlast did a really good job of that, where you always felt no matter what you were doing, something bad was looking over your shoulder. Granted, when it came out, I was a scared baby and I couldn't play it, but it was just as fun to watch as it was to play. And that's also another element of horror that really needs to work as well. And, like, you need to think of something that people will want to see a YouTuber play or streamer play. And yes, all those elements combined are really what made us try to make Deadlane work. Just taking those into consideration.
If you're looking for like a YouTuber or a streamer to play some games, I might know a guy.
Oh, do you now?
I mean, he's kind of a robot that lives on the internet, but yeah, I know a guy. Gotcha, Chroma.
Okay.
But yeah,
Well, you're a robot that lives on the internet, so
I
there's, there's,
mean,
there's
I
plenty
didn't
of common there.
overtly say it was myself. So,
Just,
you know, that's up to you to interpret. So, dude, like it's always so fun for me to kind of like sit down and figure out where people come up with these ideas, because the creative process is just crazy, you know, and
Mhm.
like I mean, I could sit down and I could watch all of those same roller coaster videos that you two did, and it would never occur to me to make a horror racing game, not in a million years. Uh, you know, and that's just that's really cool. So
Oh,
thank you.
thank you.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, we all find inspirations from weird places. I mean, where did
yeah.
you get the idea to become a robot who lives on the internet?
Star Wars Rogue One.
What part of? See, I saw that movie, and that thought never occurred to me.
Well, it's not from the movie itself. It's from the behind the scenes stuff. No idea what's gonna happen.
Ooh, a two-parter, nice.
Yeah. Oh man, now there's. Which one of you guys wants to be the black racer?
That'll be me.
All right, there are two of you right now. There is about to be zero or just one. Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right.
Yes.
Sorry about that, guys. I appear to have we're back and live. The audience is there and everything. So glad to have you all back. My network appears to have temporarily lost internet connection. And now we are back. So Tony, anyone who's in chat right now, what was the last thing we were talking about? Because I feel like quit your torso back in the slot. Yeah, the torso isn't really tracking appropriately right now. As you can see, as I can give it a 360. I'm working on that. So the last thing I remember we were talking about was where I came up with the idea for the show.
Right.
I'm wondering what everybody else heard. And Terminally Nerdy, just in case you didn't hear it, thank you for the follow and thank you for that host. So, but yeah, so they were doing real-time visualization on K2 using Unreal, and that's where the idea for the show came from. Very clearly, I could do that. And dude, the original version of the show, I was just a 1 meter cube and hands that barely got out of it, but it worked, and it like kind of proved the whole. You know, it was a good proof of concept, and I keep meaning to sit down and take all of those old videos and like do like a best of like clip show for
Oh,
people.
that'd be fun.
Yeah, you know, because like this is the like third or fourth variation on the head. So yeah.
Yeah, I said it privately, but I'll say it publicly too. You need to make a compilation.
Oh yeah, like a clip show. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, does the robot have a name at all? Like, did you give
Well, I
it a
mean,
name,
it's
like-
just it's me. It's that Thom Clancy.
Oh, okay.
That's the name of the robot.
Well, I thought like I wasn't sure it was like Tombot or something.
No, just that Thom Clancy. The like the canon explanation behind it is that there was a power surge while I was playing some form of game or other, and I got stuck in the internet. And this is how I have now manifested myself.
Okay. So typical, get stuck on the internet because of lighting issues. Ah, yes, I've heard of this in the past.
Yeah. And Liam, thank you for that host as well. I'd love to
I'm
say
curious,
that
though.
I ran afoul of like an MCP somewhere and it fired some industrial laser at me, all like Jeff Bridges style, but no, it was just a power surge.
I am curious though. Was there any inspiration behind, say, like, were you inspired at all by like '90s talk shows like Space
Oh, like
Coast
go
or
like Ghost Coast to
Oh,
Coast.
yeah.
or like Tanami and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. But mostly it was just, like Space Ghost Coast to Coast is very clearly an inspiration. Just late night television in general, like The Daily Show. It's like kids like back in the day used to like. Or it was like a story that kids back in the day would like make their own radio shows with tape recorders and stuff. Well, I never wanted a radio show. I wanted a TV show. So now, with the power of computers and the internet, I can do whatever the hell I want. Like why have a regular coffee cup when I could have a virtual coffee cup that I can just
Yeah.
throw
Yes.
around?
Same applies for the robot duck.
Yeah. His name is Duckus. He was that name was determined by the audience in a Twitter poll, and yeah, so that's his name. This is Duckus.
What did Duckus beat?
There was Quack's Headroom, Quacky Chan. There were a lot of names. But Duckus was not the one I wanted to win, but it didn't matter because the audience voted, and I'm a man of my word, and I accepted. I accepted the audience.
You were definitely Quack's Headroom, weren't you?
No, it wasn't. Actually, I want to say Quacky Chan was my favorite.
Quacky Chan.
Yeah. I mean, I don't normally like puns, but in instances like this, I was a fan of it. Well, guys, there's one last thing I really wanted to talk to you about. And even though you're still months away from release, which is totally fine, you have a pretty devoted and creative fan base.
Yeah,
we do. Yeah,
there was so much support that came out that really blew us away. We weren't expecting any of the reactions we got, but there was actually one fan that stood out that, and we did send this to you. It was someone who backed the project, a super backer, and they thought they thought that the project was so. I'm just lost for words trying to remember the exact word he used. He said so many great things. There was an actor who we knew from actually funny enough from our childhood. He performed in the show called Galador. Are any of you familiar with that?
I can't say that I am.
Look at those comments. But yeah, so it was this little show that was on. I believe it was Fox Kids, and the main actor was this guy named Matthew Ewald, who actually one of our backers had that exact name. It became an inside joke. We were like, what if it was the guy? Wouldn't that be crazy if it was the actor?
That's weird because I knew a guy named Matthew Ewald, but he wasn't an actor. But again, I haven't seen him in over 20 years, so who knows what happened to him?
Ooh, that's actually he actually told us he's from Minnesota though.
Okay, well then I don't know him because.
But what if he made a pit stop to Wisconsin? Oh wait, you're in Florida.
I'm not from Wisconsin or Florida, so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same.
He technically lives in Virginia now, so.
Okay. Also, still definitely not the same Matthew.
Okay. Last swingers chance. California.
Nope. No.
Well, I'm out of options.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna pretend it was the same guy.
Okay.
And,
a multi-talented lacrosse player who was on a Fox Kids television show
and can teleport. And and he actually sent us this fan film that he transformed some of our trailers to fit this live action promo. And it was so weird. I remember when we first saw it, we were just lost for words because we weren't expecting anything like that. Not only was this guy gave us his financial backing, but he dedicated time as well. And we were so proud of the work he did. And we did send it to you to share to the world.
Well, I wish you hadn't said that because I was just working out a thing in my mind where I was going to be like, well, guys, I'm gonna surprise you because I got my hands on that short film. But
You
no, not.
did?
But I did,
Pretend.
and
Whoa.
yeah. So, audience, see you in just a moment as we watch this short film.
My father used to say that the only thing found in a rear view were the ghosts you left behind. Little did he know that ghosts were the least of my worries.
I watched that short film before the show, and dude, that's cool.
Right?
Yeah, like I was having this conversation a little bit before the show with a couple people in our chat, Tony, and of course my mod supreme, a fictional cat, and because Tony and fictional cat have both made fan art for the show, and like it blows my mind that people do that. Like I mean, like, dude, I just make this stupid show of a robot on the internet and people made fan art. Like, what? You know, and like, so I can understand how you guys feel in that instance. And like, dude, it's so cool to know that your work actually, you know, like reaches out and just like touches people.
I know we were so blessed when we saw that. We never expected, like Rick said, anything like that. We thought that would go out there. Some people might say, "Oh, great, looks good, great concept," but w- to have someone make a video like that for us is just we were taken back for quite a while. Like we still watching. I don't know, pretty much every other day, probably maybe every just because we're like, well, like after a lot of work, we're like, let's watch it again. Let's watch this, play it again, and we're just
I think one of
yeah.
the one of the weirdest parts for sure was how well he captured the tone.
Yeah.
Because like had it like I would have been like just as touched had someone been like driving a car with tons of Kappa and said boo, and it was like Deadlane. But
God, I feel like I have to make this now. Yeah.
hey, I mean, creativity is just everything you do. Since I trust you to make a very faithful product, but
I'll do my best.
I think that it was not only was it so overwhelming that he could make the film at all, but also that he understood exactly what we were trying to do. Just off what was it like I think maybe 4 minutes of footage we have, something close to that combined. So that was insane.
Yeah. The thing that really sold it for me is that he took the time to color match it. Like
Yeah.
for the live action stuff, like he met, like he got really close to your color grade that you're using in your post process, and that's what sells it.
Right.
So, because like if it looked out of place, but yeah, he just looks like a high, pre-rendered cutscene that already fits into the world that you guys built.
And you really shows that Hollywood, right? That Hollywood experience.
Jeez, Matt, I always just thought you were just a meathead lacrosse player. That's unfair. I never actually thought that of him. He was a bit of a genius, but you know what I mean. Well, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure having you here.
Thank you so much for having us.
Oh,
Yeah, thank
absolutely.
you.
But before I can let you go, there's one last thing that I subject every guest to, and it's a little bit that I like to call the 5 questions. Now, if you guys are unaware, and for any first timers in the audience, also hi Timmy, the 5 questions are a series of 5 questions that I prepared before the show that have nothing to do with anything we have talked about up until this point. Gentlemen,
is that 2.5 for each of us?
no, it means that both of you now have to answer. So I'm asking 5 questions and getting 10 answers. It's pretty great.
Oh no. Okay. Let me
So,
straighten up.
are you two ready?
Ready.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. Question number 1. What is your favorite foreign language?
It's probably. I mean, it's a bit of a
Canadian
generic.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Canadian.
Canadian.
No, that's not a real answer. Let me think.
God, I hope not.
I mean-
Because I was going to strike that down so fast. It was like, Banhammer.
Yeah.
It's a bit generic, but probably Spanish for me. Just because we grew up with so much of that in our childhoods.
Mm-hmm.
Even though
Yeah.
I can't speak a single word of Spanish, I guess I feel most close to that because a lot of my aunts and uncles spoke Spanish.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna say probably Portuguese, just to rival his answer.
Okay. Nice. Well, question number 2. Nope. Come on. Question number 2. Who really built the pyramids?
I did.
Wow, no hesitation. I believe him.
That's how you sell it. You just gotta say
Yeah.
it. No, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he definitely did it.
Yeah, you saw.
It's no hesitation, and you play it completely straight. You just go like, yeah, I did it.
Yeah. I saw it towards the end of his process, but I believe he did the rest.
Okay. Question number 3. One of these 2 franchises has to be completely erased from history. Which one is it? Jack Reacher or Jack Ryan?
So, yeah, this is like personal now.
You knew I was
Yeah.
going to have to.
This
I was going to have to say something about this. So, leading up to this, yesterday, I was in the shower, and I get a message from Rick. He's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I just read your Twitter profile. I made like this joke, and like, if you're offended, I'm so sorry." And I missed this because I was in the shower, and I don't check my Twitter in the shower. And he told me what the joke was, and I just was like, "Dude, I make that joke like every day." You know, it was something like we couldn't get the Tom Clancy, but we're with that Tom Clancy, and I was just like, yeah, no, that's cool. Like, great joke.
I would just say one, absolutely agree with Timmy. You should definitely check your Twitter in the shower. But
I
secondly,
gotta have somewhere where I'm not getting bombarded by things, right?
Yeah, but secondly, I will say that I expect absolutely fast response time from you, immediate response time.
Wow.
So when I made that joke and you were dead silent for like 10 minutes, I was just I went full code red.
Well, I mean, I do like sleep and stuff. So, but no, I that's like there are a few like questions and stuff that I will go complete, like, not on the defensive, but like I will burn the village you were born in mode. But like jokes that are in, you know, good faith, like, dude, I'm all for those. And I mean, anybody who's watched my Twitter profile over the last, like, as long as it's been there, knows that I have a relative amount of good humor about it. So
so just wondering for my sake, when you said either Jack Ryan or Jack Reacher, does the wrong answer ignite the village burning mode?
No, but just know that the wrong answer would mean that technically speaking, this show very likely wouldn't exist.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Okay.
say it wouldn't exist, as in you wouldn't exist.
No. Like I existed before Jack Ryan existed.
Okay.
That's like my family still would have been my family.
Right.
So
Okay.
So, okay, well, now we know the answer is Jack Ryan. You just spoiled it.
Yeah. Jack Ryan. Jack Ryan for sure.
All right, Jack Ryan franchise no longer exists in history. That Tom Clancy show is no more. All right, but unfortunately, we don't live in that alternate timeline. We live in this one. So, question number 4: what is the best ice cream flavor?
I mean, anything with nuts, really. I love nuts. This can be used wrong. I love
This is
peanuts.
definitely the hardest one you've asked for sure.
I love anything with peanuts or pecans. I love.
Okay.
So
I'll go
yeah,
mint.
mint.
Just go mint on it. Mint and anything else. Mint and anything else.
You're just being weird with it. That's what
No, absolutely mint and anything else.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Rocky Road. I guess. I don't know.
And
Okay.
I'm weird.
Yes,
And even mint. Yeah.
I'm agreeing with that statement.
Wow. You guys ever had like mint and pecan?
Look,
Okay.
dude,
Well,
mint goes with mint, and it's meant to be in gums and after dinners, single packaged mint things. That is all mint is for.
Yeah. Well, I just live a very adventurous lifestyle.
I mean, I do too. I've eaten deep fried tarantula, sir.
oh my God.
It was delicious.
Which state?
It was actually a country, Cambodia.
Cambodia.
Oh, I should that would definitely go hand in hand with that Spanish, huh?
Well, no, Cambodia is Asian.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of something completely different.
Yes. Yeah.
Were you
The Kingdom of
thinking of Colombia?
Cambodia is sandwiched between Thailand and Vietnam, and they speak the language Khmer. Yeah.
Yeah, what were you thinking of? Colombia?
Let's not worry about what I was
Okay.
thinking of. Let's not distract Thom from his show.
Okay.
And so, what's the final gripping question?
Did you just say Thom?
Thom, exactly. Yeah, my friend Thom.
That's your new nickname, Thom.
Is that not the name of your profile?
No, it's Tom. It's Tom.
It's that Thom Clancy. I'm looking at it right now.
Well, yeah, but it's Tom.
Rick,
Yeah,
let me ask you a question.
Yeah, what's up?
How do you spell Thomas?
Very. You know what? You know absolutely what? Thomas. Yeah, I guess that doesn't make any sense, doesn't it? Well, how do you feel about your new nickname?
We'll call that you get your grace period, but that's one of those things where I'll burn down your village.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll just stick with Miss then.
Okay. Question number 5. T-shirts or polo shirts?
T-shirts.
Yeah, I agree.
Word. I mean, that was probably the easiest question out of the whole bunch. So, well, Rick, Jandro, it has been a pleasure having you here, even when you mispronounced my name on purpose. So, you guys we can wishlist Deadlane, and then at Vscape Studios, or is it Vscape Studio? Yeah.
Yeah.
Skip Studios,
That's
you
correct.
got it.
Yeah, okay. Is your Twitter profile for the game. Is there anything else or anywhere else that people can go to keep up to date with how the game is going, get information, all that stuff?
Yeah. Well, we're gonna keep updating the.
We actually have a
all-
game account for our Insta. Which should
Yeah,
probably mention.
Oh,
Yeah.
neat.
Oh yeah, we do have. Yeah, we have a deadlane.game for Instagram.
Cool.
All right. Well, thank you very much for having us.
Absolutely, guys.
And we'll be at a also coming up a virtual convention called Indie World Order Convention.
Cool.
So you can
Well, for everybody who's watching at home on YouTube, I'll be sure to put those links down in the description box. And while you're on your way down there, why don't you go ahead, hit that like, that subscribe button. And while you're at it, maybe even that bell so you'll be kept up to date whenever a new episode of That Thom Clancy Show comes out. So, gentlemen, again, thank you so much for being here. I'm just going to do a quick cut over to this camera. And I'm going to say, hey, everybody, thank you so much for being here. Sorry for the break. It was a weird time. So little news about just the show and everything. As I said earlier at the start, 7 p.m. my time, 8 p.m. Eastern time is going to be the new time for the show. I'm not going to say like in perpetuity because like I'm not going to make some crazy statement like that because something's going to happen and change it in the first week. Additionally, I was a guest on the Wrestle Buddies podcast. So if you're a wrestling fan, you can go check that out wherever you listen to your podcast. It's a silly podcast run by a friend of mine who works at GameSpot. GameSpot. And you'll get to hear the best wrestling story that came out of 2002. And then tomorrow I'll be back with another show at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll be talking with a couple of developers behind a game called Rest, which is presently on Steam. You can check out the demo. And after that show, I will be taking a break and then streaming some Star Wars Squadrons in VR. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Let's just remember, wear a mask, drink some water, have some vitamins, and most of all, be kind. Because we're all in this together, and you all know what I mean on all that. So thank you all so much for joining us, and I'll see you next time on That Thom Clancy Show. Have a great night.